So the transactions and the properties we are going to manipulate, and we start with generating and creating our database entities, the elements on our database, and upon that we are going to create our transactions accordingly to fill up those entities with data. So let's just get in and we'll proceed step by step. The database required name is says procurement. Let's create this database right now away. So SSMS. Okay, I'm gonna log in as SA, system admin. Did I miss my password? Yes, okay. I'm here as SA. So my databases, let me just expand that. I have no say, no, there is sales procurement here. Okay, I'm gonna say, no, leave it. I'm gonna use a different name for this case. So right click, new database. I'm gonna say sales procurement 2. Okay, sales procurement. Yes, okay. Here is my database. Here it came. And it is inside as tables here, nothing. Only system tables are there. So immediately let's get in and let's start with creating our tables. So I'm gonna create the first one. Here it is ready actually, just I'm gonna copy paste and I'll check the syntax. The first entity, query builder, new query design. The database I'm gonna use, is says procurement 2. So I have to specify that. So use, yes, here it appears, I choose it. Go. Execute. Great, successful. Then I'm gonna paste my first query. I try to, okay. Uh, Let me minimize here the side. Okay, create items, item ID int, item name, butcher, make country. Yeah, correct syntax. Let me select, execute, completed successfully. Let me refresh the tables here. Yes, here is the items. The items. Okay, second entity. So actually, those queries here you have to know. Actually, it is not new for you. I know, but do not miss to know the details here because I know all the details here. I'm just making it a little bit fast. So you have to know the syntax of creating a table very clearly, and you have to be very cautious. Yes, restore my session. Okay, the same thing here. I'm gonna check my spelling. And yes, here. Yeah, it seems to be very fine. Highlight all. Let me execute. Again, complete successfully. Let's refresh to check. Yes, size total is the second entity. Size total is the second. Yes, great. So let's move to the next. Here, the second entity. Okay, here we're gonna highlight, saying that it is syntactically correct. Yes, successful. Refresh the tables. Yes, here the invoices. Invoices. Here it is. The invoices, and here it is. The invoices. So great, wonderful. Next. Yes, copy, paste. Saying syntactically correct. I'm gonna highlight. Execute. Yes, successful. Great. So refresh. Yes, the first one, which is the paid invoices. Here it is. Wait, so next. The last one, this one. Okay, copy, paste. Yes, so here, highlight the last one, foreign customers, and execute. Execute, yes, successful. Refresh here, the tables hive, foreign customers. This is the one. We have it. So now we have 5 entities in our database. We succeeded in generating our 5 entities in our database. Great. Next step is to create a transaction to populate those entities. I believe create a transaction to update the entities created above. Simple. So to update, to insert data, or to do anything. Let's first of all start with a simple transaction. Yeah, absolutely. It would be very simple at the beginning. To do so, actually, we have to know the syntax of transaction. Actually, it is a must that we have to know the syntax behind creating a transaction. Otherwise, it would be difficult for us to know what is this and what is that. So immediately, just we are going to create a transaction, and based on that, we will answer the requests. So our query builder here, I'm gonna let's create a new query builder. Let's use a new query builder for the transactions here. Let's leave this one for the DML and DDL. And here, let's create a transaction. So here, I'm gonna maximize the view. Just for clarity, no more, no less. It's not a must. Just to know. So here, begin, run, and I'm gonna say and here at the end. No more, no less. So very simple here. Begin transaction and transaction. But instead of the and the tron, we have to set the transaction mode. We have to set the transaction mode later on. We'll change this. We'll change this and just in a while. This and here, we'll change it. Here I'm gonna say insert into, let's say, invoices, 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 values, in between parentheses, our values. Okay, what are the values here? The invoices has an ID, name varchar, quantity varchar, and let's see the rest. I'm gonna say ID one. Name, I'm gonna say in between single quotations, in 001, for example. Quantity, let's say 115. Okay, what else? So here, modified date, last field, it's a date. Let's say, let me put them between two single quotations, and I'm gonna say Today's date, whatever, 2/8/2021. Okay, great. So terminated here. This and here, I'm going to replace with a commitment mode. I'm going to say commit here, not and, commit. Commit run. It is transaction mode. It is not an and. So we are committing the transaction here. There is no and. Okay, great. So here, invoices is not recognized. So I'm going to use the namespace. It is DBO, database owner, dot invoices. Let's try to use this DBO. Yes, here it is. It's still underlined, but let's do that. So here, execute. One row affected. Let's just extract. Let's select. Let's come back here and write the DML for select and everything. Select from invoices. Here it appears. Okay. Let's highlight and execute. Here it is, M001 and the date 15 quantity. Everything is there. This is exactly what we inserted here in this transaction. Exactly what we inserted in this transaction. The same values. So great. We are sure that this transaction is working very fine. We are sure that this transaction is working very fine. Okay. The same transaction I'm going to use to insert a second record. I'm going to say 2. Quantity, let's say 7. 00. Here 2. The number of the invoice. And the date is the same. Let's execute again. Said successful. One affected. Okay, let's refresh the same select. Yes, we have them. M002. The quantity is 7. That's good. That's all what we did so far. Perfect. So our transaction is working very fine. Now, what I'm going to do right now, so I'm going to add one statement here. I'm going to add one statement here. Select star from, let's say, invoices. Okay, here, finished. Let me select, execute. Here it is. We are inserting the second row again with the same ID here. Let's insert a number 4, but with the value 3, because we forgot the second. Okay, let's say 5. Very fine. Number 3, invoice ID 3, which is number 4, and ID, let's say yes, item name M03 and quantity. Very fine. What is the problem here? The problem comes. See what I'm gonna do right now. I'm gonna add. I'm gonna change. I'm gonna insert the number 4. Yes, invoice 4. Quantity, let's say 7. Let's say 9, something like that. And I'm gonna insert select start from invoices. Then select. Well, let's say 5 divided by 0. Okay, what is that? Let's highlight. Execute. It executed the first command. It executed the second command. 5 rows affected, and then after it blocked the select 5.0, did not do anything, and said divide by 0 encountered. Here there is a problematic view. Let me come back to see if the number 4 has been selected, has been executed or not, inserted or not. Yes, it has been executed, and this is the quantity in stock. Okay, so what's the problem? The problem here is that there is no division by 0 allowed. So this way, we are going to create a try block, which is an exception handling process. Okay, here, then catch here. So the catch is simple, simply set for yes, so catch in any error if there is any error that happens during the execution time. So here try. It has to be terminated. Actually, the try. Yes, I'm pretty sure this try has to be terminated. But catch, the catch has a beginning. Here and catch. It's great. So and catch, and in here in the try we have to terminate it also and try and okay, good. Try. Yes, catch here. Just simple message. Say select single quotation between. I'm gonna say division exception during runtime. Exception during runtime. Okay, great. So we did it. Let's try to execute. Highlight all. Execute. Errors. Near try. So there is something actually missing near this try, and we have to recognize what is there in order to proceed. No more, no less. So here to do so, I'm going to change the syntax completely, and based on that, we will continue. So here, begin try. I'm going to say because we said and try, so it's usually begin try. Okay, perfect. It has been generated. It has been generated. Yes, and for the select, it has been told select during runtime, exception during runtime, exception during runtime. Okay, so far we are able to create a transaction. We are able to manipulate the commands inside the transaction, the exception handling, try and catch blocks. So everything is clear in front of us. Everything is clear in front of us. Okay, great. Let's pass to the next part or next portion. We are required to create two. We are required to create two schemas. Yes, and we are required to move the entities to the schema in question. I'm going to create the schema number one sales, and the second one, which is the employees. So here, let's create it here. So create schema. Here, this schema here would be actually taken sales. Actually, I believe yes, it is sales. Go. employees. Let's say here sales. Go. Go here. Not here. Not here. Okay. Schema. Here is not schema. Second one is employees. Execute. Successful. The second name schema. Execute and successfully set. So okay here. Let's just search them. Yes. Let me restart my session. No response. Let me just restart the machine. So here, employees. Yeah, let's create a second. I believe we created it. So here, okay, just immediately without wasting time. So we are going to subdivide here as per the guide. We are going to subdivide the entities we have, the five of them, and between those two schemas, the sales and the employees. Okay, for the sales, actually, we are going to transfer the item, the sales total, the invoice, and the paid invoices. For the employees, foreign customers, we are going to move the foreign customers to the employees schema. So to do so, let's start with the items. Let's start with the items. So here, just down, alta, let's say schema, sales, move, keyword this one, move, DBO dot invoice, invoices, the same spelling, dot invoices, go. So here, so far, actually, the invoice is under the DBO here. The here is under DBO. Let's see now what happens. Execute. Near move. Actually, it is saying there is a problem here. Transfer is not move. Execute. Nothing happened. And let's refresh the tables here. Sales, yes, I have to find sales somewhere. Alta schema says transfer DBO invoices. Okay, we'll see what would happen just in a while. Let me just come back to my execution, my guide, sorry. Yeah. So yes, here's the sample schema says transfer DBO dot says. The same way I'm gonna do for the other entities. My SQL Server. No, no, I'm gonna get in time alpha schema. The same spelling, saves keyword transfer dbo dot items. Alpha scheme highlight. Stop the old execution. Yes. Now execute. Successful. Successful. Let me refresh the tables. Yes, sales of item. It works very fine here. It works very fine here. Sales. Okay, the other, let's say I'm going to repeat it for another table just for your reference. Alta. I'm going to say schema. Again, says transfer DPO dot paid invoices, let's say paid invoices. Okay, let's just go on. Highlight, execute. Successful. Let's refresh. Says say provide paid invoices. Sorry, paid invoices. Here it is. It is under DBO. So I'm gonna refresh the tables. It is under says now. Paid invoice. It is under says now. Okay. I want you to do it for the four entities. Let me pass to the second entity, which is second schema, employees. So alta schema employees transfer BBO dot foreign customers. The same name, foreign. highlight, execute. Foreign customers is not recognized. Foreign, yes, spell it. Yes. Still foreign customers. Foreign customers. See, because it does not exist in. Hmm. Yes, successful. Now successful. We created. Let's just refresh our tables. Now employees will see, the foreign customers will see its schema Howden foreign customer. It is employees. Employees. The schema available here for the foreign customers is employees. For the others, the schema is sales. Yes. Next portion of the last portion here, to grant privileges to each of the users. Just I'm gonna grant create user and grant him a full activity. Let's say I'm gonna say create. Come back to my studio here. There is no recording. Yes, I'm gonna create a new user. Create user. I'm gonna say aloof. This user actually would have the totality control. But before of that, the control, because we are going to give him the command. Before of that, we link him to the uh, employees schema. So here with default account or default schema, because it make us error. We see with default schema space here. Let's say employees. Default schema employees. Okay, go. Employee syntax employees. Employee schema is with capital E. Yes. Execute. Still create user with default schema equal employees. Seems to be it's here because we are assigning a value aloof. Hmm. It do not have permission. He said aloof is not a valid login or valid. See, I did not read the message. Aloof is not actually the statement is perfectly set. Just he's saying that the aloof is not valid login or do not have the permission to do so. So very easy. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to create. We have already user. We have already user. Users, not user. So here for the security, the logins, we created user one, two, three. Yes, we created that one, two, three. So here I'm going to say user one, user one, and let's just execute again. Yes, here it has been successfully created. The users. Let me refresh the logins. Okay, everything is fine. User is available there. So let's just link grant this user different privileges to update, to delete, to insert, to do all what he can do. The question is, yes, grant the higher rights to each user. Okay, I created only one. You create two. Grant. So I start my session. So he immediately grant. I'm gonna say the username, which is user one. Not here. Not here. Not here. Here. User one. Here, I'm gonna grant him actually all the rights that he can. Not this way. This index has to be not here. I'm gonna say grant select update insert. Come on, come on. Delete. Okay, it's enough. Delete. Okay. We may add actually. We might add extra activity. Otherwise, no. On schema employees to user one. Execute. There is a problem near the two on schema here. Scope evaluation operator. Let's have a look on what it looks like. So select, insert, whatever. Schema spelling. Yes, خلاص. Here this way we did the thing actually up to, yes, successful. Yes, so everything is done. I need later on to update the two users you create. This is only user one. We have three users. The three you can do that, and send the feedback. Now we have actually different activities. So here, this way we're able to create a user, grant him the appropriate rights, and based on that we can use this or that. So the users, we have them with the rights, and we use this or the other one. Depends. Okay, so I'm stopping the recorder. I'm sending you the recorder just right after. Checking the attendance also. If you have any questions, you just ask, please. Immediately.